Hey guys, welcome to Tiny House Customs. I'm Dan. So this is part 3 of a 3-part video series. If you didn't catch part 1 and 2, they'll be in the description below, so be sure to check it out. So let's pick up where we left off in the last video. So I got a Moen faucet. When you go and buy these, you can buy it with the spigot that comes out for the bathtub. Typically you can buy just these pieces here and it'll be $10 to $20 cheaper. So make sure when you're buying these that if you just have a shower, no tub, that you get the cheaper one, basically. So last night what I did was I hooked in the threaded adapters to the PEX and put it to some 90s. So this will go in here, and all I have to do is connect these two feed lines to here, and this is going to be for the shower head. So I've already connected in the 90 threaded adapter to some pipe, and then I'll have to cut this to length and connect it into this top once this is installed up there. So the first thing I need to do is cut this circle out in the shower. So I'm going to take this black thing off and I'm going to trace a circle on the inside of the tub and I'll cut it out. So on this adapter, this thing on the end here cuts away, hopefully. Thought I did at least. Did on the last one I installed. On the instructions it'll tell you where to put this. To me, I think right here, bam. So I'm just going to do it. I've got two bends in the fiberglass, so I want to center it on those two bends by eye. You can measure if you want. So I'm just going to drill some holes so that I can put the jigsaw blade through. I'm willing to bet that you're supposed to use a hole saw to make this cut. I don't want to go and buy a hole saw that's that size that I'm going to use one time. So I'm going to use a jigsaw and I'm going to get the finest tooth blade so it won't be as aggressive. I'm going to lower the speed down, I think. We'll try that out first. So you could take some blue painter's tape and put it on there if you were scared that this was going to mar this finish, but it wasn't bad. It didn't leave any marks. And then I set it on a medium speed setting. The fast was chipping it and the slow was chipping it, but the medium speed was doing a nice cut. So to make this thing fit tight, I'm going to keep this back about 1/8 of an inch so that this gets pulled in tight to it and it makes a nice seal. I think this is supposed to go flush, but if I were to put this on here and put this on here and hold that, I guess it is good, but to make it real tight, I'm going to keep it off a little. I really don't want to add studs because they're kind of useless. I'm just going to put one stud here and I'll run blocks from this stud to that one over there. I want the stud right about here. So off that, 19 inches, 81 3/4. It's going to be to the long point. Everybody makes mistakes. This is my mistake. This needs to go right here. I wasn't thinking about this distance here. So this stud needs to be taken out and moved over to right here. Now if you're having a hard time figuring the length out, you can put the 2x on there, put it on here, and you can mark your long point. Oh God. And you can take that mark and square it down. Now as you can see, I got nails there. You should probably pull them. So since there's nails in this, I'm going to close my eyes when I cut. Not really, but this style of framing is called stick framing. You're putting in one stud at a time. You got a top plate up there and you're filling it in. So you got to do a lot of toenails to connect the boards together because you're not able to nail through the plates. So now what I'm going to do is cut two blocks. One that goes right here and one that goes right here. The bottom block will hold this in place, hopefully, and the top block will hold the shower head bracket in place. So right here you put screws to connect this onto here. So if I put this 2x4 flush right here, this actually makes it sit perfectly in the correct location. So I'm just going to leave that. So I just went downstairs, made sure my water's off. Now before I install this block, I need to cut these pipes and connect them into this fitting. So I cut this to a length so that when I do connect it into here, I can still get to every point, so no matter what, I'll be alright. And the same with the hot line. So these are all connected in now. Now when I install this block, I want to put it low enough so I can still get this crimp ring on here. Alright, when I'm installing this, I want to make sure that it's in the correct orientation, so it needs to be twisted a little bit. One of the pipes was longer than the other. Now that I got the 2 screws started, I'm going to take this thing off. Oh, that's a new scratch for the tub. Slightly used. So I screwed those in with the drill. I'm just going to make sure they're all the way down with a screwdriver. Double check to make sure I didn't screw up too bad. I did a little bit, but still works. I've installed 2 of these now, and the other shower I did, I left this piece in. I believe it's kind of optional. So I've installed shower heads before, and this piece right here leaked. And it was because I assumed that when you tighten down the pipe that this was going to come out square with it, but this has got a bend in it. So on this one, I'm going to tighten this down. Now I'm going to hold my pliers as far in as I possibly can, so that if I mar the finish, it won't be noticeable once the cover's on and all that stuff's done. So I tightened that down all the way. Now you can see that if I would have run this pipe straight up and down, the fitting would be pointing that way. So what I need to do is do this right here. Right? You with me? So I'm going to take these adapters, which cost about $2. I'll hook it on here. That'll bend my pipe back down. So I want the shower head as far back as possible. So it gives me a lot of room to work with. So I'm just going to nail my block flush with the outside of this wall. I'll screw this onto that block, and I'll be good to go. Now I can figure out the placement of this head. Since you're in such tight spaces, you really want this as high as you can get it. That'll be good. The shower head's going to be right here. It's in my face. So I was only able to get 1 screw in it because I wanted it as high up as I can get it. I could have cut a 2x4 on diagonal or put a sliver of wood in here and done it. But it's pretty strong. I put 1 here and I put another screw into this thing here. I don't think it's going anywhere. So now the last thing I got to connect is this onto here. So I'm just going to sight it, cut it, done. Let's go turn some water on. So now I have all these pieces I got to put together. This has got to be the most confusing one I've ever seen. So first thing I'm going to do is put my cover plate on. Just line those screw holes up with it. Now this has got a rubber gasket behind it, both right here and here. As far as how tight you want it, I don't really know. I'm going to go till it feels right. I'm going to go till it's tight because it looks good. Oh, that's probably why you're supposed to leave that black thing in. That black thing helps set the height. I don't know though. So then you put this little cover in, just a decorative piece. Now all your showers are going to be different. All these fittings are different depending on the make and model. But you basically put, I lost a piece. Oh no, it's right here. This gets put on here. That'll be shut off. That's good. So I put all those pieces in. I put the handle on. I tested it to make sure that all those pieces were in the correct location. And then you have this screw that holds all those pieces in place. So put that in, tighten it down. So I'm going to put this set screw back in. Now it's good before you put a shower head on to run it in case there's any crud in the lines. It'll run it out, which obviously I've already done it. But now the last thing I got to do is put the shower head on. Now I'm going to have to do my siding eventually, but I put this piece on so I don't lose it. I'll have to take this apart later, but that doesn't really matter. I can put my shower head on and see what kind of flow rate I'm getting. Every scratch you put on your shit, it gives it character. I've got a shower. That is literally just like a house. I just need to get a shower curtain and I am ready to move in. So this whole project right here took me about 10 hours to do. I didn't really know what I was doing, so I had to figure stuff out on the way. But I think it came out pretty good. So it's been about 2 weeks since I've finished this project, and I've been using it on a somewhat regular basis. I'm just kidding. I use it every day. So when I moved the trailer to this new location, I hooked up my hot water heater on the outside of the tiny house, and everything works good. So if I turn this on all the way up to here, it heats up in about 10 seconds, 15 seconds I guess. Basically for the water that's in that pipe to drain out completely is when hot water starts coming out of this. Now one thing that I've noticed is that because I have that accumulator tank or pressure tank, it's changing the pressure. And so with that change in PSI, the hot water is going slower through the hot water heater. So when this gets down to the point where that pressure tank is almost empty and it's only at 30 psi, this becomes extremely hot. So I have to cut back a little bit. And then once the pump kicks on, it raises that pressure back up and it gets too cold. So basically when I'm taking my showers in this thing, I need to mess with this nozzle all the time. Sometimes if the hot water heater shuts off completely, I need to shut the water off, wait about 5 seconds, and then I can kick it back on and it'll turn the hot water heater on again. But other than that, I have no complaints about this. I don't have any leaks. The step to get into the shower, it's high, but it's not that high. I'm fine with it. I installed this little piece of trim for a shower rod because I'm too cheap to go and get what I need to correctly do this, but that's just temporary. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're new to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you would, leave your comments down below letting me know what you thought. And if you want to show your support for my channel, you can click right up there and show your support. Thanks so much for watching, guys.
You love it. I hate it. I hate you. I hate it. I hate everything. Don't get the soap in my ears or the water. It's bad for me.
Peanut, you're not working with me.
I know. I don't want to work with you.
Peanut, you gotta rinse all the soap off.
The water's too cold. Turn the damn fucking heat on.
This is your first bath.
Yeah, my last.
Yeah! Shake, Peanut. Good girl.
I'm gonna go find my biggest dump last week and go roll around in it just 'cause. You're like the Nazi terrorists. Oh, let's go take a shower. Fuck you. This was horrible.
Good girl. You love it now?
I love you again.
Have kisses? Got kisses? Oh, yeah. Sure, you wasn't that bad, was it, love?
I hate you still.